packages.
I'm going to call the meeting to order.
It wasn't. Yeah.
At 7:02. So, can we go ahead with the roll call, please, Mr. Fontaine?
Yes. Commissioner Incheck.
Present.
Commissioner Fettner.
Here.
Commissioner Nanis.
Here.
Commissioner Henry. Commissioner Mantis.
Present.
Vice Chair Kirsch.
Present.
Chair Moore.
Present.
We have a quorum, Madam Chairman.
Wonderful.
I want to recognize Alex Mendoza, student rep, a city council liaison, Annette Lidower, corporation counsel, Hannah Said, and Carl and I are here.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
And Gail is here as well.
And Gail is here. She'll write that down that she's here.
She'll have to write that down.
Can I make one comment, Chair?
Yes, please.
We will have a new student commissioner that was confirmed by the council. I don't know if they would have been able to attend today or not, but through no fault of their own, they're not attending. I just reached out to them today to onboard them, so I just want to point that out.
Okay, thank
But
you.
we do expect them at an upcoming meeting.
Yeah, I was wondering
In
about that,
addition.
because I know they're having.
In addition.
In addition to our wonderful student
Right,
reps.
it's the incoming.
And they are having their training, so in many ways, it was very good that you gave this person a break, because until they have their full training, they go through a training similar to commissioners.
Right.
So I want, and you know, at the ceremony, they took it so seriously. I love these kids. They were like, okay for the pictures. So it'll be better
But I
after
think
the training
ours
anyhow.
is not attending the training.
No?
No.
And do we have one or two now?
There's one new one.
One incoming.
And I just reached out to begin their onboarding today. Not that the onboarding is necessarily that extensive, but I just reached out and let them know there was a meeting tonight. But I said, hey, I just reached out to you today. No expectation to come tonight. But then I gave them the next date for the next
Okay.
meeting.
Wonderful. So hopefully they'll make it then.
Thanks, Carl.
Okie dokie. First item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Scrolling. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve those minutes, and then we'll have a discussion?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mantis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Fettner. Any discussion on those meeting notes? Did anybody have any changes, any mistakes they noted? All right, please call the roll. Oh, no, we don't need to call the roll for that. All right, so
Please.
all in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Any nays? No nays, so the minutes pass. Okay. First item of scheduled business is a public hearing 2025-ZTA-001 to modify, add, or strike regulations in Article 21 inclusionary housing of the zoning code to remove the obligation for the Housing Trust Fund to pay impact fees for inclusionary affordable dwelling units and the payment of fees in lieu of taxes. So since this is a new public hearing, I will read the script. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Highland Park Plan and Design Commission. My name is Karen Moore. A quorum of the Plan and Design Commission being present, the members of the Plan and Design Commission will now introduce themselves for the record from my right. So you just say your name.
Kristen and Chuck.
Josh Nanis,
Danny Mantis.
Steve Kirch, David Fettner.
Thank you. The Plan and Design Commission is charged with hearing applications for rezonings, plan developments, and subdivisions under the zoning ordinance and subdivision regulations of the city of Highland Park. In all matters, we recommend to the city council based upon the testimony presented to us in the hearing. We are required to decide cases within 45 days after receipt of the transcript. All testimony is under oath. Both applicants and others who wish to speak on a particular case should present specific evidence as to why a proposal meets or fails to meet the standards for the relief requested. For clarity of our record, only one person at a time will speak and all questions will be directed through the chair. We ask that you make every effort not to be repetitive in your testimony. Finally, we will make every effort to adhere to the schedule prepared. For tonight's meeting, if additional time is needed on a matter, it will be continued until the next available agenda. With that, I open the floor for the staff of the Plan and Design Commission to read into the record proof of publication and ownership.
Proof of publication and ownership are available for viewing at the Offices of Community Development, 1150 Half Day Road in Highland Park. Thank Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Do we have a presentation, Carl?
Yes, it's relatively short, as the report was short, but I will just present very quickly.
Just one clarification for the record,
Sure.
Madam Chair. This is only regarding the Chapter 150 zoning code portion of what you had read. The other portion is in actually Chapter 33 related to the payment in lieu. That is not before you tonight.
Okay.
That matter will come before the city council
Right, that's
at a
their
later date. This
jurisdiction.
is before you. It has to do only with the impact fees that the
Okay.
Housing Trust Fund should or should not pay.
And I don't believe in the report, I don't think there was any reference to chapter 33, so.
That's correct, but I just, in the title she read, I just needed to make that correction.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my apologies.
Yep.
All right, zoning text amendment. So this is a zoning text amendment for impact fees for inclusionary zoning. So this is a public hearing. The commission should hear the staff report, presentation, take public testimony, if any, and deliberate. If appropriate, there are findings of fact that were included in the packet, as this is a staff item. Staff, of course, recommends approval, and so if the commission agrees, they can do that tonight. This amendment, as stated in the report, aligns with past practice, as the city council has waived this for all planned developments with on-site affordable units. This amendment allows the Housing Trust Fund resources that would otherwise be used to pay impact fees to be dedicated to increasing the supply of affordable housing in the community. And then the amendment, which was in the report, is just striking that specific sentence that has that requirement. That's it. That's the staff proposal. It aligns with past practice. If there's any questions or comments, we'd be happy to take them.
All right, do we have any questions for staff?
Well, in reading that whole section, I'm wondering how that line ever got in there in the first place, because it seems inconsistent with the earlier stuff that said those impact fees would not be charged if the application was made.
Oh, Mr. Fontaine?
So there's two things. There's what the Housing Trust Fund will pay or not, and what the developer will pay or not. So the developer of units that are affordable does not need to pay, but they do need to make that request. So there is technically a request that has to be made to operationalize what's in the code. So once that happens, which it happens in all cases that I've been privy to, then the question becomes, okay, so the developer doesn't have to pay that, but then does the Housing Trust Fund have to pay that? And this line here would imply that it does, and it in fact does. And thus, staff and have recommended to council, and council has approved waivers for this provision, so that the Housing Trust Fund would not have to pay those impact fees. And so in the spirit of looking for and oft granted variances, even though this is not quite a variance, it's a waiver, staff had made a recommendation to the council as committee of whole meeting retreat in May, and they had indicated, please bring this back to us in a formal manner so we could consider it. And so that's staff's report on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions for staff? Do we have any comments from the public? There's really no public to comment on this. Okay, so we would need a motion to adopt the findings of fact for approval to the city council, is that correct?
That's right.
I stated that correctly, okay. All right, can we get a motion?
I would move that we approve the findings of fact recommending approval of the zoning text amendment to strike regulations in section 152.2145 of the zoning code.
All right, can I, motioned by Vice Chair Kirsch, can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Imchuk. Any more discussion on this? Will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Incheck,
Aye.
Commissioner Fettner,
Aye.
Commissioner Nanis,
Aye.
Commissioner Mantis,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kirsch.
Aye.
Chair Moore.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. This item has been recommended to City Council for approval.
Wonderful,
Thank you,
thank
Madam
you.
Chair.
Okay, In other business, do we have an administrative design review update?
No.
No, all right. Next regular meeting is February 4th. How is it February already? Is there potential agenda items for this that we should be aware of?
There are 3 signs up in the community, right? Well, there are more than that, but there are 3 new ones for this meeting. There is a sign up at 734 Central Avenue. Some of the members of the commission may recall there was a pre-application meeting for approximately 5-story, I think 11-unit apartment or multifamily building. So there's a sign up for that for preliminary PUD. Then there's a sign up down at the corner of Roger Williams Avenue and the cross street across from Walgreens. It's at the corner there for a special use permit for an animal hospital or clinic. And then there's one more sign up that is for a sign variance for 1899 2nd Street. And so those 3 are slated for the February 4th meeting.
All right, thank you. I believe that cross street is Pleasant over there.
Yes, well, I couldn't remember if it was Pleasant or Broadview, but I think it is
Oh,
Pleasant.
no, you're right, it's Broadview.
Is it Broadview?
I used to live
Okay.
right there, yeah. Okay, great, thank you so much. We will look forward to discussing those items on the 4th. Do we have a case briefing?
I do not, Madam Chair, but several items will be going to City Council for its meeting on the 27th. So next time I will.
Thank you. Do we have any business from the public? Since there's no public, I can assume there is no business from them.
I have one comment.
Oh, yes.
Best meeting ever. As someone who usually sits here till 10:30 at night, best. You
No, we're
guys
not
are
done yet.
wonderful.
Our new commissioners might get the wrong idea about the time frame of these meetings.
Because there might be a big, discussion about the
Right,
adjournment,
Steve.
which is the next item. So, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Okay,
Voice.
I'm sorry?
Voice.
Voice vote, right. Okay, but, motion by, Commissioner Fettner. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by, Commissioner Nanis. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes, no nays. The meeting is adjourned.
You're good.
Thank you.